And we'll be back from the break. Let's get back to business today. Now we look at the youth and the parish development model as the government has revamped the youth development strategy through the different projects. For example, the parish development model, Youth Venture Capital Fund, and among others. This is aimed to compress the rising unemployment rate amongst the young people, which is standing at 43.3%. Let's have the details.
The parish development model, initiated by President Yoweri Museveni, is a strategy for organizing and delivering public and private sector interventions for wealth creation and employment generation at the parish level as the lowest economic planning unit. Within this very project, youth are entitled to a certain percentage to enable them participate in different economic activities.
In the last financial year, but they did not receive all the money which had been budgeted because of budget shortfalls. But the promise that was made to all of them is that the money will be rolled over into financial year 2022-23, and they will be receiving the money.
On Friday, August 26th, Uganda will join the rest of the world in commemoration of the International Youth Day, recognizing the youth population expansion across the globe plays a crucial role in the social and economic transformation of the society. Sarah Mateke, the State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, articulated the role of the youth in the implementation of the parish development model.
Committed to tapping and enhancing the youth potential to enable them participate and engage in the implementation process of the parish development model by enhancing opportunities that are embedded in the intergenerational solidarity. Other programs and interventions, the ministry has developed and designed a number of them, which are aimed at empowering the youth and ensuring their participation in national development processes. Among these include the following: 1, we have reviewed the National Implementation Action Plan on Youth. We have developed the out-of-school youth sexuality education guidelines. We have designed a national service scheme for Uganda. We have inducted all the youth council leaders in various regions. We have contributed to the finalization of the national school health policy.
Youth in this case have also been urged to engage in development groups in order to benefit from the parish development model funds. Government can only distribute these funds wholesomely to a group, not to an individual, and there has been a positive response.
The latest update by yesterday, over 8,000 circles have already been formed across the districts in the whole country, because districts are at different levels. A month ago, when we went for the rollout sensitization, we found out that even within the districts, sub-counties, division, town councils were at different levels. But across the country, the production department, which is coordinating the formation of circles, is doing a commendable job. And as yesterday's the sharing from the Secretariat, over 8,000 are already constituted.
In the financial year 2021-2022, 139.38 billion shillings out of the 234.3 billion appropriated by the Parliament for the parish development model, including supplementary funding that was released, representing 60% budget performance. Desire Nambiru, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
And we all have a story to tell regarding the chasing of passports and all those things to do with your identification. Be it nearer situations when you're chasing for your national ID. But this time around, this very year, when the government decided to phase out the old machine readable passports, let me get that right, to new passports, that is the East African passport. There has been queues at the Ministry of Internal Affairs as many people have been yearning to get renewals of their passports. In our Coffee Cut tonight, we discuss the state of the passports in Uganda in a broader perspective. Fred Makubia with these tough questions. This is the Coffee Cut.
The Coffee Court continues. My name is Fred Makubia, and this is where we ask the hard questions, but most importantly, questions that matter. This time round, we speak on matters regarding passport in Uganda. Who qualifies? What is the cost of a passport? I've heard of people saying that the ministry is corrupt. Of course, that and more to answer those questions, I speak to the Public and Corporates Manager when it comes to Ministry of Internal Affairs, Mr. Simon Peter. Monday, it's a pleasure and thank you for joining us, Mr. Simon.
Thank you very much, Fred, for having me here on the Coffee Court. I'm glad that this is the second time I think I'm appearing. And the other time I appeared, I had lots of people calling me. It looks like this program is so popular.
It's a popular one, and because here we had we handle the hard ones.
Wow.
It's a continuation of the other ones.
Yes, okay.
Let's begin from, what's your mandate as Ministry of Internal Affairs?
Internal Affairs, you know, is the government. This ministry is the real government. This ministry does lots of things.
What are those?
One, it coordinates activities of so many agencies. Uganda Police Force, Uganda Prisons, NIRA, so on for national ID. We have immigration. We have they call it small arms and light weapons department. We have Department of Directorate of Community Service and NGO Forum. So all these are under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So this is what we would call the real central government of Uganda. It is all here.
May I want to call it a hospital where you have many people crowding this place? Aren't you afraid of people colliding your offices for passports, really, in such an era?
No, I think I love it when people come here for services, because this ministry is for people, it's for the public. It's not mine, it's not yours, it's not for the minister, not for the director. This is a ministry that handles affairs of the public.
But they shouldn't come here and crowd around Mr. Simon.
Yeah, that's why we have to work in a coordinated way. We do, like for instance, in matters to do with passport, because that's the reason people come to crowd here. And we tell people to apply for these passports well in time, pay schedule appointment, so that we come in when we're organized. You come on appointment, they give you a date, they give you a day. You come here, they receive you, and you go away. But the people you see disorganized outside there are actually the people who do not come on appointment. These are people without appointments. These are people who come, they want to see somebody, they want to see an OB, they want to see an OG, they want to see somebody who is maybe working here, even desperately asking for assistance from cleaners, from people working around the gate. These are the people who are crowding this place. Otherwise, if we had people getting organized and applying and scheduling appointment, you would be seeing this kind of confusion.
So let's begin with the passports. Yes. Now, talk to us about the different types of passports that you issue as Ministry of Internal Affairs as of late.
Yes. A passport, you know, is a travel document. It is a document that enables one to move around across countries. But then, a passport also helps in other matters. You can use a passport in land transactions. You can use a passport in matters to do with opening bank accounts and stuff like that.
Land transactions for what?
For purchase of land.
Sure.
Say, yeah, what identification document do you have? You either have national ID or a passport.
Okay.
And you are good to go. So, but then, now Ugandans only wait if they have a journey to make. That's when they apply for a passport. But we shall come to that later.
Okay.
Types of passports. We have different, actually about 5 types of passports.
What are these?
The first one is what we refer to as ordinary passport. I have a copy here. This is the new one. We're talking about the electronic passport. This is the ordinary passport. This is the type of passport that is acquired by Omuntu Wawansi, all Ugandans. Ordinary Ugandan. So long as the only qualification for this one is to be a citizen of Uganda. You only need the national ID. You come through and apply for this one, and it costs 250,000. So all Ugandans.
Isn't that a lot of money? Given the current circumstances, really, it seems to be a lot of money.
When we were negotiating the cost of these passports, when we were starting, that was way back 2018. There was a lot of consideration about Ugandans and the cost of living. To the extent that you see the vendors, people who are making these passports here, the company making these passports in Uganda is the same one doing them in Zimbabwe and also Kenya. But what surprises us is that we managed to corner them, and our passport is the cheapest in the region.
So this is 200,000 on record?
250,000, and it is the cheapest in the region.
Ordinary?
Yes, ordinary. So
Okay.
this one. Now, we have a second type of passport. We have this green one. It is known as service passport.
Okay.
This type of passport is held by senior government officials
Okay.
who head the departments like commissioners.
People of your category.
We thank God for that.
Because for us, we are ordinary.
We have members of parliament, of course. Then we have members of commissions, permanent commissions. Say Electoral Commission, Amnesty Commission, Human Rights Commission. The members, not chairpersons.
Okay.
They hold this type of passport. Now, this type of passport costs about 400,000 shillings.
Okay.
It's a little higher than this one because we have a belief that those people have some bit of money.
These are extraordinary.
Yes, compared to this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the third one is this red one. Now this one is a super. This one is super in a way that for you to hold it, you must be a president, you must be a cabinet minister, you must be ambassador, and their children below the age of 18.
Even their children.
Yes,
the children.
living with them outside.
Okay.
At the embassy. Not those who are staying in the country.
Okay.
Living in those foreign countries. By the way, even if you are a sweeper at the embassy, you get this type of passport. Even if you're a cleaner.
That's a contradiction. A sweeper should have gone for the first one at 250,000.
Regarded as a diplomat. Even if you go to Canada, for instance, and you are Ugandan and your work is to boil tea for the officers, you're a diplomat. You hold this one.
Okay.
Then the cultural heads, recognized ones, Kawakas, Chabazinga, and stuff like that. All of these get these permanent secretaries, judges of high courts, all get this type of passport. Now, this type of passport goes for 500,000. 500,000, and you can see that it is the most expensive of all these.
But when you compare, it's really, this is still low.
Yeah.
An ordinary pays 250.
250.
A judge is paying 500. That's very little money.
Little, because also I don't think a judge has lots of money to spend on a passport. You see, the more money you get, the more problems you have and responsibilities. So I think 500 is a fair deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have others now. We have this one. This is a new certificate of identity.
How new is it?
It is new in that we have been having a certificate of identity, which is like a temporary passport, but we have been having it just like Manila paper. You know, not Manila actually, like this typesetting paper. So we recently sat down and improved on it. So we made this one with security features, and it costs 50,000. Now, this type of passport is for people who are in emergency situations. You want to move very fast. You are at the embassy, you want to return home, and quickly maybe you have misplaced your passport. You head to the embassy and get this one.
Okay.
Apply for it. All you have to do is pay 50,000, provide a photograph and your details, maybe national ID, then they will put in your biometrics and then you'll be able to get this.
Expiry, does it expire?
After 1 year.
After-
It is a 12-month passport.
Okay.
This one. Yes.
That's good of the ministry.
It takes you in East Africa and COMESA member countries.
Common market for East and
Yeah,
Southern
but,
Africa.
These are Zimbabwe, Zambia, stuff like that.
Okay.
Then we have this one is for refugees. This passport, this type of passport, we call it conventional travel document, CTD. This type of passport is for refugees who are registered and living in Uganda. So once you come here and you're a refugee, of course you hand over your passport you come with. Say you are running away from persecution in a country X. When you arrive here, you take your passport to office of Prime Minister, you are registered.
And this is how much?
This one is 200,000.
To a refugee who has no money.
Refugees that incidentally...
You want to say they have money?
But they are being catered for by UNHCR.
Okay.
Some bits of money. Because for them, they don't have money, but there's an organization that actually pays for them, UNHCR. For once you are registered, I think you are catered for.
Okay, so this is 200,000.
200,000, yes.
Okay. It's little money.
Little, yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, these are the types of passports. Now, there's another one. I don't have a copy here. This one is very temporary. It is called the Temporary Movement Permit, TMP. This one is issued to Ugandans who are traveling to countries sharing a border with Uganda.
You're talking about Kenya.
Kenya, Sudan, Rwanda, Tanzania.
So why would I need if Kenya is a member of the East African community?
Yes.
Tanzania. Why would I really need all this?
Now, of course, we try to make it convenient in all ways. For you to go to Kenya, you just need, by the way, a national ID. Now, if you don't have a national ID, then you can apply for that TMP. It lasts 3 months. Because we have communities at the border points that engaged in simple businesses across border. Somebody has a garden. You see, we have people in Lwakaka living in Uganda, but early in the morning they cross to go and till the land the other side and then come back. So those ones don't need to use a passport. That's why facilities like a TMP come in handy. TMP and sometimes if they have national ID, they could easily cross with national ID. So we want to make it, we have tried to make it so convenient and easy, especially for communities living along borders.
Thank you. You've made the environment very easy, Mr. Simon. Now the issue goes back to the blog. You've heard of people say that maybe you were a corrupt ministry. You've heard of people say there are people who get money about 400 and 500,000. I don't know if you are aware of this as a ministry.
I want to, first of all, before I answer your question, to have something to say about corruption. Now,
regarding passports.
The people who claim that we are corrupt here are this type of Ugandans who, one, apply for facilities, this passport, very late, only when a journey has come up. Somebody has a journey maybe 2-3 days to come and puts in a passport. Then he's panicking, he's all sweating. So now when he approaches the ministry, of course we don't have those tendencies of trying to shortcut this and that. So such a person will be desperate in the first place. And when he is desperate, he will look for all means of trying to acquire this passport very fast. These are the people now who approach brokers. And brokers are the ones who fleece them of their money. I am aware of people who have been fleeced by brokers.
You are aware?
I'm aware, yes. Even recently, there was a government official, senior government official from one of the ministries who came here, and because he wanted a quick passport, he had not even applied, but he had his 2 million shillings. So when he came outside the ministry, he approached approached somebody. Of course, they saw his demeanor. His
So
body language.
if that happens to a minister, somebody
His
of a
body
caliber.
language was showing that he was panicking. He wanted some quick service. These guys have lots of psychology in their heads. So they knew, they approached him. Yes, he said, indeed, I want a quick passport. Then they put him aside. They offloaded him of 2 million shillings.
You even call it offloading,
Of course,
really.
because he had it. It was a load on him, and he was willing to.
So are brokers part of the ministry? Oh, they're doing
Not at
the.
all. We do not have actually a single broker inside this ministry. But these are people operating outside the ministry. These are people on the Kampala Road, people on the Winton Road, people on Luzira, that road going to Luzira.
Port
Now,
Bell.
we don't have control over these people.
No, but you are Minister of Internal Affairs, Mr. Simon.
Yes.
And whatever we are discussing
Yes.
are matters within. I want to think you have the capacity, the ability to deal with all the. Because these are the issues that cause damage to the image of the ministry.
It is like you're saying now, as the government of Uganda, do we encourage people to steal? Do
No,
we
you
encourage
don't.
thieves?
No, you don't.
But are thieves not there in Uganda?
They exist.
so these were
What are you saying anyway, Mr.
What
Simon?
I'm saying is, well, these brokers, we have tried to arrest them. Even the recent time, we arrested 15 of them. They are in court. But now they are not within the ministry premises where we have control. These are people on Kampala Road. You not go to Kampala Road, you find man very smart dressed like you, and then you say, I'm arresting you. And also, these cases of corruption are between the parties that agree. Somebody is having 2 million, is looking for a broker. I really don't have control over such a person. I want you to tell me that somebody dressed like me with a name tag in the ministry has asked for a bribe.
So what is the right procedure of me getting a passport?
The right procedure is you go online, www.passports.go.ug. Once you reach there, the page will open. And that page it asks you for a simple basic questions. Your name, your just biometrics and details.
Do I pay to your account as Simon Monday?
After you have put in your details, system gives you payment reference number. This is PRN generated by our system, but from URA. So you go to pay in the bank. You can pay using mobile money.
Why don't I pay you to your account?
Because it is not allowed. This money is not collected by me. This money is collected by Uganda Revenue Authority. We even don't see money here.
Sure.
For us, we just deal with documents and papers. We see on our computers and process. We don't see the money.
Okay.
Yes.
The people stranded out there. What plans do you have as ministry to help those
where?
people who sometimes get stranded outside the borders of Uganda, in overseas? So what plans do you have for them as ministry?
The government of Uganda is a very sensitive one, and it cares for its people. It cares for its people. That is why we are now embarking on opening for passport centers outside Uganda. We have opened one in Washington, so we have solved the problem in the US. We have opened in London for that group of people living there. Abu Dhabi, Pretoria, recently in Canada. We are going to Denmark. We shall go to Beijing, China. Now, this is just to show you that we are caring about those Ugandans. Now, there are countries where our presence is not yet registered, like Russia and others, so many. So what we do, we encourage our people to go online, apply for passports. After they apply online, they download those papers, they pay using Visa card. After you pay, you put your papers plus photographs in an envelope and you courier them to Kampala and work on these passports.
I think that's a good achievement. Are there any missing link that you think needs to be addressed in
Yes.
relation to the subject matter?
Yes, we ought to have acquired what we refer to as mobile enrollment kits.
And what has prevented it not
Now,
from?
of course, one is the budget, and two, we were disorganized by COVID that time. 2020.
We are post-COVID now.
Now that's why we are now, but we have not completely abandoned that idea of acquiring mobile enrollment kits. We are actually steadfast thinking about it. And once we acquire mobile enrollment kits, everywhere we shall be enrolling passports. But as of now, people who are living in those countries I've mentioned, where our presence is registered, can go to those embassies and finish passport matters without having to board a plane to come to Uganda.
Is this a good office?
This office is very difficult.
It's a difficult one.
I answer very difficult questions on behalf of everybody.
Especially on the coffee code.
Yes, because it's a difficult one. And you know, my phone is ever buzzing.
You need an assistant, maybe.
Somebody there, know my passport. Although we opened up a call center now, which tries to help in matters of, especially passport. People call. Now, the only challenge we have in call center is that you find one person, because it is a toll-free number, you find one person calling in now, calling in after one hour.
It's a challenge.
The whole day, he calls about 15 times.
Maybe we can digest the matters of the toll-free line later on.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Simon Peter Mundei, for speaking to us and being generous. This is the Coffee Court. Of course, the discussion regarding matters of passport continues. My name is Fred Makubia, and definitely our vision is to drive your business.
All right, now we continue with business today. And this time around, we look at the organic versus the imported products in the country, the organic producers, as well as those imported products into the Ugandan market. The organic producers rely on natural substances and physical, mechanical, or biologically best farming methods to the fullest extent possible. A skincare product can be called organic if its ingredients are certified to have grown on soil that had no mechanical substances applied. Our reporter Bronia Katusime gives an insight in the organic cosmetic industry of Uganda.
The cosmetics industry in Uganda grew by 50% from 2015 to 2018 to reach $45 million. Its growth is set to continue with a forecast compound annual growth rate of 4.7% between 2019 and 2021, according to market data. Despite recent growth, Uganda's market value is relatively small when compared to its regional peers, with Kenya's sector estimated at $90 million and Tanzania's at $60 million. Uganda has a negative balance of payments for the set of products, which include essential oils, resin, perfumery, cosmetics, and toilet preparations, with imports valued at $84.7 million, while exports were worth $13.2 million in 2018. Under 15% of locally manufactured cosmetics are exported.
The use of herbal medicine in Uganda, because it is reliable, it is easily accessed. These are things that are within our environment and within our surrounding. Someone can easily access that tree, but some, they don't know that those trees, they can actually do help in the improvement of their health.
Plants we use, we have rosmarinus, we have pronus, the Baganda call it entasesa, we have moringa, we have hibiscus, we have a lot, among others.
Kengoma Brenda, a dealer in imported products in the beauty and skincare products, recognized that the products from USA have good quality and most consumers prefer them to the organic products.
Tuina kuva USA, tuina mwebya Portugal, German.
We have lotions from USA, Portugal, and Germany. The problem we have encountered is the rising prices of everything. Most products imported from abroad are highly taxed, making us increase prices, causing us to lose clients.
We've seen a rise in the use of these products, and these products, they have also proven to be effective. So we are generally seeing a rise of Ugandans taking up these products, and we are also doing a big work in trying to educate our masses on the benefits of these herbal products and natural products versus the other products that are synthetically made.
She further says, unlike other local products that irritate the skin, the American products are skin-sensitive, catering for all skin types.
Ze basinga okugula mainly eza USA. Lwansonga lotions
Most bought products are USA because lotions from there don't have certain chemicals that spoil and irritate the skin. You find some products from some other countries are not good with hydrochlorine, which affects the skin. The changing shape of the export market can be attributed to shifting global business market for cosmetics, which has seen Uganda's niche natural oils segment, such as shea butter, coconut oil, and avocado oil, attract new export destinations. Bronia Katsime, Business Today, Smart 24 TV.
And all right, there you have it from our team here, Smart 24 TV. We've been coming to you live from Plot 42, Nile Avenue. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko with Winnie Williams and Akauchi on sign language. It is Business Today, your daily report. And surely we shall do it same time tomorrow night. Have a blessed night. Good evening.